Or, in other words, you want me to be just like you. That is simply not the way things are, and we should not wish it otherwise. Men and women are different, and thank God that they are. A husband should not expect or desire his wife to start thinking in the logical and analytical centered way he does. Likewise, a wife should not look to her husband to see things through her emotional framework. Both should learn to value and celebrate the vital differences that God has built into each gender of the creature called man. Look how those differences complement each other. A world of logic without feeling would be a world populated by mindless and heartless computers. God did not create computers. He created man, male and female, and endowed them with all the varied and complementary qualities that are necessary for rich and full living. Men and women are not the same, and for good reason. Celebrate the difference. Viva La Difference principles. Number 1. A man is a logical thinker while a woman is an emotional feeler. Number 2. For a woman, language spoken is an expression of what she is feeling. For a man, language spoken is an expression of what he is thinking. Number 3. Language that is heard by a woman is an emotional experience. Language that is heard by a man is the receiving of information. Number 4. Women tend to take everything personally. Men tend to take everything impersonally. Number 5. Women are interested in the details, the nitty-gritty. Men are interested in the principle, the abstract, or the philosophy. Number 6. In material things, women tend to look at goals only. Men want to know the details of how to get there. Number 7. In spiritual or intangible things, men look at goals. Women want to know how to get there. Number 8. A man's mind is like a filing cabinet. A woman's mind is like a computer. Number 9. A woman's home is an extension of her personality. A man's job is an extension of his personality. Number 10. Men can be nomadic. Women need security and roots. Number 11. Women tend to be guilt prone. Men tend to be resentful. Number 12. Men are stable and level off. Women are always changing. Number 13. Women tend to become involved more easily and more quickly than men do. Men tend to stand back and evaluate before they get involved. Number 14. Men need to be told again and again. Women never forget. Number 15. Men tend to remember the gist of things rather than the details. Women tend to remember the details and sometimes distort the gist. Wow, now that was good news. Our differences aren't obstacles, they're opportunities for growth and deeper connection. Let's unpack the reflections from chapter 7 to better appreciate how God designed us to complement each other. One of the most powerful ideas in this chapter is that men and women are designed to be different. And that's something to celebrate, not resist. Dr. Munroe explains that much of the tension in male-female relationships comes from trying to make the other person think or act like us. Instead, we're called to value and embrace the difference that God intentionally built into us. Here are some of the key principles that stood out to me. Number 1, how men and women process information. Men are logical thinkers. Women are emotional feelers. A man's language reflects what he is thinking, while a woman's language reflects what she's feeling. This difference is one of the greatest sources of misunderstanding, but also one of the most beautiful opportunities for growth. Number 2, language is received differently. When a woman hears language, it becomes an emotional experience. For a man, it's about receiving information. This is why women tend to remember the details and the emotional context, while men often focus on the bigger picture or the gist of things. Number 3, security versus exploration. Men are often nomadic by nature, always looking outward, while women crave security and roots. These tendencies complement one another when understood and embraced. Number 4, memory and repetition. Ladies, how many times have you had to remind your husband of something, only to feel like it went in one ear and out the other? That's because men tend to forget details, but remember the big picture. On the flip side, women rarely forget anything, so tread carefully. Number 5, value the differences. Dr. Munroe encourages us not to expect our spouse to think, feel, or act the same way we do. Instead, we should learn to value these differences as strengths that enrich our relationships. Viva La Difference principles. Number 1, a man is a logical thinker. A woman is an emotional feeler. Number 2, a woman's spoken language reflects her feelings. A man's reflects his thoughts. Number 3, language heard by a woman is an emotional experience. For a man, it's information received. Number 4, women tend to take things personally. Men tend to take things impersonally. Number 5, women focus on details. Men focus on abstract or the big picture. Number 6, in material things, women focus on goals. Men focus on the process. In spiritual things, in spiritual matters, men focus on goals. Women focus on the journey. Number 8, a man's mind is like a filing cabinet. A woman's mind is like a computer. Number 9, a woman's home is an extension of her personality. A man's job is an extension of his personality. Number 10, men can be nomadic. Women need security and roots. Number 11, women tend to be guilt prone. Men tend to be resentful. Number 12, men are stable and level off. Women are always changing. Number 13, women get involved quickly. Men stand back and evaluate. Number 14, men need repetition. Women never forget. And number 15, men remember for the gist. Women remember for the details.